Very small percentage of individuals may experience epileptic. What about? Okay, that was fast.
Hello and welcome to the Back 4 Blood PvP Showcase. If you don't already know, Back 4 Blood is an upcoming 4-player co-op zombie shooter made by the creators of Left 4 Dead. Today we're diving deeper into the new PvP mode called Swarm, how it works, and what you'll be doing. Maybe even a little bit of strategy. We'll also talk with Turtle Rock's lead game designer on Back 4 Blood, Brandon Yanez, to help piece it all together. Before we get there though, let's start off with the reveal of a brand new PvP trailer and see what it's like in action.
Alrighty then.
Okay, so they're doing the whole PvP thing. That's cool.
Down. When I was young, I climbed up too high just to touch the sun. Back off!
God damn it.
Yeah. I was just about to ask, you think this music's safe?
Fucking Christ. Twitch had a thing come out say that the music was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I also saw E3 themselves release a statement saying like, hey, we can't guarantee any of this is safe. Unless you got the whole pass, and even then that was scooped up very quickly.
The whole pass? What do you mean?
Like a pass for... I browsed through it very briefly, but basically like people who are authorized to be streaming E3 and shit like that.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
I can't remember the entire thing. That's the vaguest gist of it.
So they gave special privileges to certain people who stream.
I think
that's
bullshit. People had to apply for it, but yeah.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Or the RIAA can just fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Let's see if I can't find what it was. Co-streaming, I think it was a term. E3 co-streaming denied to Summer Game Fest and others without warning. ESA is warning content creators like Summer Games so they could get punished for streaming E3 without direct permission.
And to take a deep dive into the gameplay and the mechanics, we have Turtle Rock's lead
They know there's a whole facet of people who react to these things.
Brandon, can you tell us
they
a little
know
bit about
this.
the inspiration of this new PvP mode and what makes it fun and unique?
Of course, so just like our previous titles, we really enjoy bringing new ideas to the table.
Yeah, out of all the applicants, less than 100 creators/brands were selected for official co-streaming.
Titles that makes survival, fast action,
100 people, less than 100.
So our goal is to make a balanced and fun PvP mode with just as much
less than 100
main campaign.
So what's the structure of the PvP?
You know, out of the thousands and thousands of people who stream on Twitch.
And ridden in one match, or are we swapping between the two?
Yeah, so it's played as a best-of-3 match. Teams of 4
they encourage community engagement, but not the streaming. Like, what the fuck?
Find a good place on the map to fortify the position.
All right, see you later, Daddy.
The Ridden's main objective is to kill the cleaners as fast.
Have fun with your family.
So this is achieved by choosing the right Ridden to counter the other team's strategy, using mutation upgrades,
Daddy's in the chat.
by coordinating attacks with other AIs.
Said he had to go.
As the round progresses, the swarm moves in. So
my audio in the background. Okay.
The Ridden attacks and shrinks the playable space.
It's just the wearing of the fan on occasion.
Positions, right? So when a clear team is wiped from the field, the points are scored for how long they survive. Then both teams
I appreciate you, Daddy.
Go at it from the other side. The team that runs the clock the longest as the cleaners is the winner.
Now, I understand you can play as all the different cleaners in both co-op and PvP. Do you have a favorite character?
So you get to play as the villain characters.
Or
the that was in Left 4 Dead 2, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I think it might have been part of Left 4 Dead as well, but basically there was a PvP where you played as the quote-unquote boss versions of the zombies, and you were fighting against the actual players. And then you'd swap every round.
Yeah.
First, one side would try and go through, then the other side would try and go through, with the others trying to impede progress.
That's right. You're not Dad. That's why I called you Daddy. He's gonna hate me.
There's the boomer.
Oh my god.
Well, it is cool they're adding a bit more variety to their subs.
Yeah. Tall boy. Man, I could use a tall boy right now. Tall boy is, I don't know.
I had no idea where you were going with that one. I wanted to see.
Did I get a DMCA thing? I hope not.
I wonder if they're gonna have anything like a witch in this.
I wonder.
And some mean-looking motherfuckers.
Okay, so Brandon, we just saw that each different Ridden has their own variants as well as their own mutations on each variant. So can you expand a little more on?
No, it says I have no copyright strikes.
Sure.
So
at the start of each round,
I think I'm good so
choose
far.
Between 9 playable
Let's hope that holds
each
out.
with their own unique abilities. So, for example, the Stalker can,
especially considering all that amount of
and
copyrighted
hold them away
music
from
they
their
keep
team,
playing.
or an Exploder can time their detonation in the middle of a group of cleaners and fling them all in separate directions.
Now, knowing that each Ridden has these different abilities, how do they change and improve throughout a match and improve the Ridden's chance of winning?
So as the Ridden battle against the cleaners, they gain points. They can spend these points on team-wide upgrades.
My stream didn't cut it or anything, did it?
Upgrade and improve a lot of different things on the Ridden side.
No,
adding,
stream's still up.
Effects to their abilities. They might buff the.
Oh, what are you talking about, Arnie?
Waves in size and strength. So the really cool thing is, so they affect the whole team, and they persist between rounds. So as a Ridden.
I've only been checking in on the Twitch stream itself periodically, but I haven't seen anything
what are some
odd
strategies
about
that
it.
the Ridden team can take on in order to get a leg up on the competition?
If the cleaners are really sticking together, you can swap to the Wretch and vomit on their location. That's going to cause them to spread out, right? This is going to open up a whole bunch of opportunities for your other Ridden players to attack, right? So if you get them to spread out and there's Stalker nearby, Stalker will use the Chaos to grab one of the cleaners and drag them off into the swarm. The Wretch's vomit also slows their victims, so if a tall boy who's naturally pretty slow can attack one of those slowed characters, they're going to really be able to pummel them. Another good one is if a Exploder waits for a cleaner to go revive their friend, they can use that as an opportunity to charge in and detonate on them, sending them flying and doing a massive amount of damage.
Whew, sounds pretty brutal. So with that being said, which is your favorite Ridden to play as?
That has to be the tall boy. It's pretty easy to pick up and play, and I have a lot of fun hitting cleaners across the map.
Speaking of fun, let's talk about weapons. Now, throughout the trailers, you can see a number of different weapons. Can you go a little deeper into what those weapons are and how they work? So
we really wanted to expand on the amount of choices the player had in Back 4 Blood with their weapon. So of course there's handguns, shotguns, LMGs, SMGs, sniper rifles, and a whole bunch of other types of weapons, each with sort of like a unique character feel to them.
Now, how deep does this weapon customization go? I really want to know. What are some of the different attachments and options, and how do they change the gameplay overall?
Absolutely. So there's a lot of different customization options for your weapons. So throughout the
We're
world,
totally not
scopes,
reading off of
silencers, stocks, sights, all that good stuff.
Yeah, totally.
So there's a ton of options.
Last question. Do you have a favorite type of weapon?
Absolutely. So as I said earlier, I really enjoy playing Mom, so her shotgun is definitely at the top of my list.
Ah, that's a solid choice. All right, we've learned a little bit about how it all works, the cleaners.
I mean, it looks like they have a main camera at the front, which is where they keep looking. But that's probably also where the teleprompter is.
Brandon, and for giving us a little bit more detail on Back 4 Blood's new PvP mode, Swarm.
Thanks for having me. I can't wait for everyone to get their.
You are right, Kalindra. They do seem a little dramatic.
Can't wait either. The good news is that you guys won't have to wait too long. There's an open beta coming up on August 12th with an early access portion on August 5th available to those who pre-order. That's all for today, but Back 4 Blood still has a lot more to reveal in the coming months, so stay tuned. Bye.
Don't tell me that was all there was.
She's a slay tune.
Short little 10-minute thing.
Oh, that's all of it, eh? Huh.
That's what it's looking like. Okay, I was thinking it was going to be like a whole 30-minute thing before the PC gaming show, but I guess that works
I guess
too.
not. Slay tuned. God, it's so funny.
Yeah.
That's okay though.
Yeah.
Still gonna play this game. And I'm just gonna mute this again. Since they're probably done.
Yeah. It does look like it'll be a fun game though.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's just hang out for a little bit until the PC Gaming Show starts.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna go back to the screen here. So,
Mm-hmm.
predictions for tomorrow by chance?
Who all is tomorrow?
Who all is tomorrow? Well, let's just take a look. So tomorrow
Let's see. Broadcast.
is it? In the morning is in television. Ugh.
What's in television?
So, the original Intellivision was a game console made by Mattel in
Mhm.
the 1970s. It
Yeah.
was the oldest console I owned for a long time, and then until I got an Atari 2600. It competed with the 2600. It was actually their closest competitor.
Really? Okay.
So years ago, for years later, they no, Intellivision didn't make the Coleco. That was Coleco who made the ColecoVision. Calendria. Anyways, that was another competitor back then. Anyways, when Mattel abolished the Intellivision brand,
Mhm.
they sold it to the original programmers, and they basically just use it to re-release games for the last like 10, 20 years. Like they have compilations they release of the old games.
Yep.
And then the owner of Intellivision passed away.
Okay.
One of the original programmers, and so Tommy Tallarico, the game composer and person behind Video Games Live, like the music program,
Mhm.
bought up the company because he was passionate about Intellivision, and decided they're going to make their own new console where all their games are 100% exclusive to the console.
Okay.
So they don't do third-party games. The biggest game they have is a new Earthworm Jim game being made by the original Earthworm Jim team.
Okay.
And it has been a shit show ever since.
I see.
Every presentation they do makes them look worse and worse. This console comes out at the end of this year.
Okay.
And the only people who are going to buy... their target audience is people who massively bought the Wii. So like families. They want to have this whole family-oriented thing. The problem
I
is
see.
families don't know what Intellivision is. They
Yeah.
don't want it. They have no inclination. And they all have smartphones.
Yeah.
Like the Wii the Wii was lightning in a bottle. That's why it did so well.
Yeah.
And so they think that they're going to sell really, like, their hearts are in the right place. But the games look like, I'm going to be honest, they look like last generation Flash games.
Oh, okay.
And mobile games. In fact, a lot of the games they bought were from mobile developers who their games failed on mobile, so they bought up exclusivity to put it on their console instead. Such as the
bloat, basically.
Evil Knievel game. The best looking game on the console is the new Earthworm Jim, and we've only seen one walk cycle of that game.
Oh,
That's
wow.
That's all we've
it.
seen. The only thing I'm excited for about the Intellivision thing is to see Earthworm Jim. Honestly, at this point, I watch the Intellivision ones just to see the train wreck.
Fair enough.
And I'll admit, being the filthy collector I am, I'm probably going to buy their console. I'm going to buy it for content. And then that's it. I don't see myself playing it outside of that.
Yeah, no.
Like, I do my Let's Play show Power Plays, and it has a lot of party games on it, which would be fun for dumb videos for that. And also, I could stream the new Earthworm Jim game when it comes out.
Fair enough. What's Verizon bringing to the table?
I have no idea. I'm just skipping that. It's Verizon. So, let's see. Wait, why make a new console? Why not just release the content on current consoles? As the games are very niche console. That's what everyone in the gaming community is saying. Why bother making a console? This is like Tommy Tallarico's pet project. That's basically the way people are looking at it. Tommy Tallarico's getting into like midlife crisis era, of his life. So we're thinking this is his midlife crisis project. That's why he's doing this. But the difference is he has money compared to most people. So this console is being manufactured, it's being made, it exists. I'll say this of all the major retro revival consoles, the Coleco Chameleon was a scam. The Atari VCS is actually coming out, but it's going to be a glorified Linux PC. This one actually looks the most original out of all of the consoles. It actually looks like it's going to be like an actual console and not just like a Linux box or an Android box. And there are some good things to say too. Like, for example, all the games are digital, but you can buy physical cards to download them. And all the games, majority of the games are under $10. So it's not like to get a library of games, it's not going to cost you a lot. But the games themselves don't really warrant much to be exclusive to the platform. And also, they have an emphasis on like wanting to make games 2D. They're like, we want to make them classic games. So they have people who developed original games like Astro Smash or like Missile Command and stuff like that, making new versions of those games that look like updated Flash versions. I'm sorry, that's what they look like.
Yeah.
So it's not good. But because I'm a dumbass collector, I'm probably going to buy it for content.
Yeah, I can sort of feel that one.
And to play Earthworm Jim, because it is going to be exclusive to this platform, apparently.
Until some mad lad creates an emulator for it.
That, or until, Tommy Tellerica realizes he has to cut his losses and sell a license for it.
I wouldn't get my hopes up.
So, yeah, we'll see. Tommy Tellerica, like, a lot of people are like, a lot of people don't understand what he's doing. Or they understand what he's doing, but they don't think he understands how this is going to work. Like, this is, like, he seems to think this is, yes, it is an untapped market, but it's an untapped market for a reason, because it's not biting anymore.
Yeah.
That untapped market has cell phones. When the Wii came out, smartphones were still kind of a new thing. The iPhone was out. In fact, it was a few generations in, but like not everybody had smartphones. I certainly didn't have a smartphone in 2010 or 2007 or whenever the fuck it came out. Exactly. They could have done that, but instead they bought the license and they're having it as exclusive for their console. I think didn't the original iPhone come out in 2007, or am I got that wrong?
Original iPhone? Oh, let me see.
In any case, television is just basically a shit show.
Yeah, June 29th, 2007.
Yeah. So I'm watching just simply I'm watching Intellivision simply just to watch a train wreck. Anyways, after that we have Take-Two Interactive.
12:45. Okay, so noon 45. That's not too bad.
Yeah. And then Mythical Games is after that. Then there's an indie showcase. Freedom Games. Ven's original story with Hector Rodriguez. I don't even know what that is. But here's the ones I care about. Capcom and Razer.
Razer is in the company that produces all that gaming stuff, or
what? Oh, you mean Razer? Razer's the company that makes all the they make computer stuff like keyboards, mice, headsets.
Okay, yeah, that'll be interesting, I suppose.
Yeah,
I have no idea what to expect from Capcom. I'll be honest.
Me either. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm excited nevertheless because it's Capcom. And I love their content.
True.
I don't know what else they're gonna show though.
I don't know if they've announced anything at all. I don't think they have.
Oh, PC Game Show in 9 minutes. It shows.
Who's ready for a train wreck?
Yeah, it's gonna be a train wreck. You want a new Contra? Well, sorry, that's Konami. And they made one a couple
Yeah.
years ago, and it wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
New Street Fighter. I don't know if they're going to make a new Street Fighter already. Like, Street
When was
Fighter
the last
5 didn't
one?
come out that long ago.
It was 5 years ago.
Was it really?
February 16th, 2016.
They tend to make Street Fighter last a really long time because of all the updates and shit. They just released
Yeah.
arcade mode like a year ago or something. So, not arcade, whatever the fucking collector's mode is. Collector's edition is.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably got maybe another year or two before they announce another Street Fighter, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Ghosts and Goblins is Capcom.
Oh, yeah. Didn't they announce a Ghosts and Goblins remake?
A new one just came out, yeah. I
Okay,
need to
okay.
play it, though. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it had been released yet or not.
Yeah, honestly, Kitten, I see them adding more fighters to 5 than to making a new Street Fighter.
Yeah, I can see an expansion expansion being announced
Yeah.
for
Street
fighters,
Fighter
but
6, I think, is still a few years off.
yeah, that'd be my guess. Not to say I'd say no, but I'm not getting my hopes up.
Oh, Clindria, you just reminded me of something. I got a small story I'm going to tell. So, when back when I was younger, my dad had a pretty good job.
Mm-hmm.
Every March break, we would go to Toronto and we would stay at the Hotel Stage West.
Mm-hmm.
The Stage West is infamous because they have they're in their pool area. They have this giant water slide.
Yep.
And also they do stage shows because they're also on top of being a 5-star hotel. They do stage shows and stuff like that. So they had I remember they had a mini arcade, like a. I thought it was raining for a second. They had a mini thing of arcades that they would have, like an arcade room. That's where I first played Virtua Fighter. That's where I used to play Cruisin' every year because they would have Cruisin' USA and Cruisin' Exotica, stuff like that. And so when we were at the hotel and there wasn't anything for us to do, my brother and I would just go down there and play the arcade games. On top of that, on one of the days during March break, my mom wanted to go to the big shopping center and mall in Mississauga. Well, across the street from that was Sega City, which eventually became Palladium. Palladium, up until last year, was the biggest arcade in Toronto.
Oh.
They
Will you get shut down or something?
Unfortunately, in 2020, they had to shut down.
Yeah.
They were honestly not doing well for a long time, and the pandemic was just the nail in the coffin for them.
Yeah.
But the Palladium would be a arcade that we'd go to every March break, and then when my friends started coming up from the States to go to Anime North, we'd be like, "Hey guys, let's go to Palladium," because we're only like 20 minutes away from it. "Hey Yuki, doing pretty good." And so Saturday nights, they would have double time. So you get a time card there for 2 hours, and you pay like something like $20, you get 2 hours. But on Saturday nights, they had double play time. So you pay $20, you get 4 hours. 4 hours of game time. And so my buddies from the States would come up, we'd go and we'd play games. They would have everything. They'd have Time Crisis, they had they had the Mario Kart arcade game. They had the new Cruisin', which has not been ported to console, which I really hope Nintendo ports to console. because it's fucking fantastic. They had so many great games, and then just last year we found out it shut down. Like it shut down, like the day before. I think it was the day before Halloween.
Ooh.
And it sucks because my brother and I were gonna go one last time, but like we were just too busy. I was getting ready to move. Like he was at that point was doing the early parts of him moving halfway across the country. We just didn't have time, so we couldn't go one more time. But at least there's still Dave and Buster's in Toronto, so we can still go to an arcade. But it just sucks because our childhood, another one of our childhood arcades, is completely closed down. And Stage West, the hotel I'm talking about, they still exist, but they severely reduced their stuff. Like they don't have a stage anymore. I think the water slide is still there, but I think they're looking to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Like it just sucks seeing all your childhood stuff kind of get shut down. But you know what? I don't worry too much about it. I remember the memories. Remember the memories. Sorry, before I get DMCA, I should probably stop.
I think we're testing the waters a bit much as is today.
Yeah.
Don't want to give them more excuses.
But yeah, no. I just remember that. Yeah, Sega City / Palladium was one of my childhood arcades, and up until last year it existed, and I still went. We went every year, so you know what? At the end of the day, I got a lot of time out of it. So I'm not sad. I spent a good chunk of my 20s going to the arcade. How do you even stream a game like GTA if it has copyright music? Twitch's answer is just turn the music off. Except people have gotten DMCA'd for sound effects before.
Yeah. There is an option to turn off the radio in the game, but yeah, stupid.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Anyways.
Trust me, I feel you.
In a minute and a half left, and then we start the PC gaming show.
Yay.
Oh boy. I am a little tired. I only had an hour to prepare for this. So I'm a little tired. I've had a bit of caffeine today. I've had some water. I ate a good meal. I'll be fine.
Yeah, I think I ended up getting like 5-6 hours last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty good for me, so I'm not complaining.
I got a bit the same. Anyways. Looks like this thing is about to start.
50 seconds to go.
Alright, so switch over to the screen. And I'll unmute this when the time comes. I need to let streamers license music like Spotify commercial or something. I know, it's stupid. Well, the thing about this whole situation, Landria, is that